let's just start with a disclaimer here. This is my sob story. This is me. To me, in my head, I've been through hell. But things could be much worse for you, and I'm greatly sorry from the bottom of my heart that things are so bad for you right now. Maybe they're better for you. Who knows why you're on YouTube. But whatever it is you are going through, if you are going through anything, I hope it gets better. This is just my story. This is what I've been through over the past year, and you can listen to it. You can not listen to it. You can comment on it and give it hate. You can not comment on it and not give it hate. You can not give it hate. You can do whatever you want. Free world. Even though Donald Trump just got elected. Um. Yeah, that'll get me some hate. Whatever. My name is John Dayland. I'm a 19-year-old student. I'm on medical leave from my university currently because I had 3 pilonidal cysts in a row. Now, if you don't know, a pilonidal cyst is a boil type of thing on your lower back, right above your butt. It hurts if you put pressure anywhere near it. It's a painful sort of thing. It bleeds a lot. And this is the story about how I had my 3. So let me start with saying the reason I'm really doing this is because the past couple of weeks especially has been very hard for me. I've been laying in my bed at home forever, wanting to go back to university, wanting to do stuff, wanting to move, but I am now, and have been, connected to this wound vacuum, which, if you don't know what it is, it sucks blood out of your body from a wound. Um, I've had it connected to me since a week before school started, so August 20th around of 2016. And it's just been killing me. It's been making me go mentally insane. I feel. I feel. Um, so this started in October of 2015. I got my first pilonidal cyst, and I guess the surgery went well. Uh, well, okay, I had to get surgery, period. I figured out I was bleeding from that area after I just went to the bathroom and I realized there was blood on my shorts. It freaked me out, and I called my parents. I went home for the weekend, and I told them then, and my dad's like, hey, you should get that checked out. You should not be bleeding from that area. You shouldn't be bleeding at any point. I'm like, okay, cool. Let's go check this out. The doctor told me, hey, it's nothing serious. It'll take, I don't know, 3 months. Yes, it's gonna suck, but it's gonna take 3 months to heal. You'll be fine. Cool. Go back to my university, and I have the surgery. Now, thank God I had my roommate who I've known since 4th grade. Shoutouts to you, Shanky, if you ever see this, which I doubt you will. Who was able to pack my wound twice a day for those 3 months. 2 months, 3 months, around that time. And went in for the surgery. It went well, thankfully. And 4 days of recovery let me go back into class. For those couple of days, it was retarded. It hurt a lot, popping Tylenol after Tylenol to try and get the pain away. But I got through it. Every day, my roommate would come home from class and pack my wound. Every morning, before we went to class, at night after all of class. Pack my wound with gauze. Now, this wound, he said, I never looked, I never want to look, I never want to know. he said looked like a bullet wound. It was this around, right around, and an inch deep into my body. Now, this is America. I use inches. Don't kill me. And it scared me. I was frightened. Every day I had all this gauze, tape, and blood coming out of my body. Wasn't able to. I was moving. I shouldn't have been, but I moved. And it was okay. I was able to get to class. All fine and dandy. Leave for winter break. All good. Healed up. Finally all done. I come back into school. I'm starting to join a fraternity. Having a great time back in January. And then February hits and I get another one. Call my parents. Hey, I got a second one. What do I do? They said, hey, go for surgery again. You have a doctor already there for you. Just go ask her again. Get the surgery done. Cool. Got the surgery planned. Went in for it, and it went well again. This time they were able to stitch it up. Thank God. My roommate didn't have to pack it every day. He didn't have to mess with me. He didn't have to worry. I was just able to live about my life, be a pledge, and do everything I needed to do without really having to worry. There was always gauze on my body. There was always tape on my body, just to make sure nothing bad happens. And if it does bleed, it doesn't come through to my shorts. It hurt. Wasn't pleasant. It was very difficult to do a lot of things, especially with all the things that a pledge has to do. But I got through it, and I was done by April. April, I was completely good. I was healed again. I come back home for summer vacation. Hey, finally I get to hang out with all my friends from back home again. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fun. And then June hits, and I get a third. Now, this third one changed my entire life. I was like, okay, this is the third one. This blows. This sucks. This is awful. What do I do? Oh, I go in for a third surgery. This time it's a different doctor. This time I'm home, not in university. And I don't like this guy. I don't like the way he talks. He was making jokes at me about how this was happening to me because I'm a hairy child. This is common in hairy people. But my parents were like, hey, a friend gave us this name. They said it was good. Just try and go through it. Fine. He does surgery on me. And it goes well. He stitches it up. And I think it's going to go, oh, okay, so this is going to go the same way as the second cyst I had. It'll be fine, right? It'll be done in 2 months, 3 months. Cool. 2 weeks in, and no progress in the wound. It hurts still. It's bleeding still. It's still bleeding through all the stitches, which is not supposed to happen. And we go in, and we're like, hey, what's going on? He didn't really do much. Looked at it, said, hey, it's dry. You should be fine. Cool. Come back a week later to his office, and he finally just pokes the wound with his finger, and he's like, oh, there's a cavity under there. We need to do surgery again. Oh, that doesn't sound good. This is what, mid-July now? So, okay, I'll have surgery again. This surgery was strictly just to clean the wound, clean out the old tissue, put in new tissue. Hopefully the wound will heal better that way. We're going for the surgery on a Tuesday. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 weeks before school starts. And he found out that my last 2 cysts had left holes under my skin. You could imagine that not being good. Apparently, if that happens, if there are holes under your skin, it's very easy to get infected, and ruin your entire bloodstream. Cool. This is great news. So he connects all 3 holes now that I have into one. And he put gauze over it, put a lot of gauze over it. This is a Tuesday, I remember this specifically. He put a lot of gauze over it to hold all the pressure in, to keep the blood there so that I don't bleed out or something. And then I laid in my bed for 2 days. Didn't move, just laid there. Hopefully, I was thinking to myself, hopefully in 2 weeks I'll be okay enough to move and go to school. 2 days later, that Thursday, I go in to get the old gauze off from the surgery and put in new gauze. Pack it with gauze again, like the first time, which sucked, but I'll deal with it. And it hurt. This is pain I can't imagine anymore. This is pain I hope you never have to go through. This is pain that undescribable pain. For an hour, they were pretty much putting me through torture, trying to take off that tape on my body, trying to take off all that gauze that was stuck to my body, to that wound. I didn't know how big it was. My mom knew, my dad knew. I didn't want to know. I didn't want to know how big that hole was in the back of my body. When finally, after that hour, when the tape finally came off, they realized I was bleeding out. They realized that there was something inside the wound that was bleeding profusely. So they rushed me into a second surgery. Just to describe how much blood, I'm sorry if you're squeamish, I am too when it comes to blood. This is why it freaked me out so much. They got me onto a stretcher at the hospital where I was going to have my second surgery, doing the preliminary stuff, checking your vitals, whatever, before they moved me onto a different stretcher to move me into the actual operation room. I was on that bed, that first one where they did the preliminaries, for 15 minutes. At the end of those 15 minutes, when I got up to move to the next bed, my gown that I was in from the hospital was filled with blood, as was the bed I was on, even though I was laying so that my stomach on the bed and my butt up. All that blood everywhere. That's the last thing I remember before they knocked me out. I woke back up and I was connected to the hospital wound vacuum. I had a small freak out. I was in a lot of pain. They were pumping me with who knows what. But thankfully I was only there for 2 days. Then is when we got Bertha. Bertha comes into the picture now. She was connecting me ever since then. So this is what, Saturday? A week before school starts? Of 2016? And I pray that, hey, hopefully I'll be able to go to college still. Maybe this won't be too bad. Monday comes along where they're supposed to change out the tape that's on my body that's connected to the tube that's connected to Bertha. And they're like, you shouldn't move. Period.